Alrighty, guys. We are back at it. Looks like Abraham's going to have taken that first rack. He's going to put a nice run together. See if Shuff can come back and answer to it. You can expect to see a lot of outstanding pool played from here on out as we are down to the final four. There's still B-side matches going on. Of course, you know you got to run the B-side matches alongside the winner side. Welcome everybody into the live stream. If you haven't already followed the Billiard Sports Network Facebook page, take a second to do so. Turn on the notifications. That way you never have to miss the action. Don't forget to check out our sponsors. You see those rotating through in the bottom right-hand part of your screen. We do have links to all of them in the video description, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. It's the 4-ball down in the right side pocket. You can see the 1 ball. See what he can do with it. But yeah, like I was saying, we have the sponsor links in the video description if you want to check those out. Got to support those. You support us, right? Everybody that we choose as sponsors are people who are involved in the pool scene in one way or another. So they are choosing to support our sport on top of just being great people. So you don't have to worry about whether or not you can trust these guys. We don't just take sponsors from anybody. We kind of are very selective, really. So you got a little bit of a buffer here if you try to bank this ball. But there's still a lot of traffic to play safe with, so let's see how he decides to play it. He decides to bank it. Now, like I said, got a buffer with the 10 ball there. So the 3 ball, I think, will barely go by the 8. The way these tables are playing, I'm looking right down the back of the 3 ball right now. The pockets are definitely generous if you rub the rail on the way down, so you're going to have to play into the rail just a little bit. Can't tell if there's enough space to play on top of the 3 ball without getting dead straight on it. Oh, look at this, and he's going to get perfect on this ball. Do you know if they're going to be putting Earl versus Dell up on the TV table? I'd imagine so.
Don't know yet, but so there's only 4 left. So Brandon Shuff and Eddie Abraham, Earl and Dell. There's a few more matches left on the B side. So we very well may see Dell and Earl here next.
I hope so. I really do. I hope there's a couple B-side matches they can play while we run their match on the TV table. We'll find out soon.
So of course, directly in front of the TV table, Sean Wilkie is playing his B-side match. So we'll see if he... Oh, he missed a 10 ball right in the hole. Oh, he's just practicing. Okay. It looks like he's getting ready to play.
Sean Wilkie, Eddie Abraham, Kevin West, artist Sean Wilkie, Kevin West, table 4.
What a shot. Almost gets back in line here. He already waved his stick at the right side pocket there.
Yeah, so they just called Sean Wilkie, Kevin West, so that match will be going on. Brandon gets a little funny on this 8-ball, but he should be fine. Probably 2 rails.
Yeah, he got out of line getting to the 6. Makes a great cut shot on the 6. Barely comes up short to get back in line on the 7. Has to bank the 7. Still slightly out of line, but he's recovering. He's doing his best to put this rack together.
Yeah, this is a shot where you would just hit it like center ball, maybe just a hair under, and you'd hit it firm. Let the cue ball run 1-2 rails back over to the 3rd rail, so he's got a shot on the 9-ball. Just like that. He doesn't want to be on the rail, so he's good from there. And he's got an angle here, so he can just go forward a little bit, make the 9 come off the bottom rail, position on the 10. So great tournament here so far from Eddie Abraham, a local player from Pennsylvania, in the Final Four with a tournament full of, top-level players. So the winner of this match, and then the winner of Earl and Dell, will play each other for the hot seat. Of course, Earl is no stranger to the finals here at the Maryland State. Already has a Maryland State under his belt title. So we're all tied up at 1 here. Race to 7 on the winner's side. Race to 7 on the loser side.
Nine ball shoots in the side pocket. Thought the cue ball was going to go in with it there for a second.
He's going to have a look here at the 1 ball. Looks like it goes into the side. Got a little bit of a issue down here with the 3 ball tied up close to the 7. So no matter what, he'll have to navigate that. Of course, it's sitting right there next to the 10. So we could see a 3-10 combo here, depending on how Eddie gets on the 2 ball. Good shot. Just brings it straight across. Little straight here on the 2.
Is that 3-10 set? Oh, a little off, but it goes.
Yeah, it's off. He's looking at the 3-7 combo. From where I'm sitting at it, it looks good.
Yeah, that's a lot better. You just draw straight back into that position.
So versus trying to do something crazy here with the 2 ball, you know, you might see him just kind of bring it back just past the 8 ball, and then he'll play the 3-7 combo. Needs to slow it up a little bit.
That'll work out pretty good. And I'll send the 3 towards the side pocket there, and with where the cue ball's at, it'll stay out in the open for him. Depending on how hard he hits this, 3 might go behind the 4.
Yeah, I mean, it really all depends on how he wants to hit this, because he's got to think to himself, where's the 3 going to be? Where am I going to leave the cue ball? So he is going to cue low, so that way the 3 does track towards that side. Oh, he tried to cut it by there. Look at this.
He might get one.
Well, I think he left an opening here for Brandon. The only problem is he's got the 6 ball up there. So he's going to be cueing this just a little inside English. Good shot, bumps the 6. So Brandon will play the 4 on the side. Most likely run the cue ball down to the bottom of the table. Oh, he decided to try to slide over for it. It's a little bit of a dicey shot because he gives himself, not the greatest angle here on the 5. So you might see a similar shot here from Brandon. Try to get that cue ball over to the side rail so he can at least see the 6 ball. Yeah, that was actually a very good recovery shot there by Brandon. Now he has to see if the 7 goes by the 10. If it does, he'll just bring his cue ball back out to the middle, almost where it's at now. Ideally, he'd like to be down and play the 7 in the side. That way he can just roll right up on the 8. But that's a tough shot. So we'll see how Brandon's feeling here.
Yeah, and the 7 goes clean by the 10 if he wants to play it for. He's got a lot of options here.
He's just got to be careful not to nick the 8 here.
And going for the side pocket like you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's an ideal shot. He didn't come down as far as he would like, but he can actually, from where he's at,
Should just
yeah,
be
he might be
able
able to bump the 10 a little bit. Like he can
Yeah,
just
that's
bump
what it
the
looks
10
like he's
right out of the
doing.
way.
Cued a little high. There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely got through that one well. This would be just a little punch out for the 10. goes up 2-1. 10 ball wipes its feet on its way in.
It sure did.
Of course, Shuff having a good tournament here. Yeah, just beat Jennifer Beretta to get to this match. We've seen Brandon have little issues with the break as far as pocketing the balls off the break. So let's see if he can adjust here and get a nice solid break. Get himself in a position to run out. Of course, Eddie's just waiting for his opportunity. Brandon scratches on the break. Just going to give Eddie ball in hand here. Pretty good spread out here for Eddie. So really all depends here how this 2-ball looks up here behind the 5. If he's got to create something, he's in a good position because he can bring the cue ball real close to the 1 and get the correct angle and just come right into the 2, move the 3 out of the way, and keep the 2 moving towards the pocket. So it looks like it goes in the other pocket, so that's good. So he just floats on over. He's got an angle here now.
Oh, how'd he hit it?
There you hit that good, Josh. Takes the 10 and 8 out of play. Comes right down by. Still leaves himself an angle here on the 3. He can actually go 2 rails into this back out for the 4. Oh. Yeah, lucky for him, the English took. Go short side on the 5. Zach, don't have a post for the payouts just yet. We can get that for you shortly, maybe after this match. Of course, the Maryland State tournament's 100% payback to the players.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. I love that they do that.
Good shot by Eddie. Gets perfect on the 10. So nice break and run there by Eddie Abraham to tie it up 2-2 against Brandon Shuff. Alternating break format, so Eddie will be back at the table breaking. Hey, Zach, yeah, we're definitely blessed to have a lot of great players that show up here at this tournament. Of course, six Maryland State tournaments throughout the year. 3 on the bar table, 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball. And 3 on the big table, same way. And for the big table events, we do draw quite a few pro players. The likes of Brandon Shuff and James Aranis, Casper, Jennifer Beretta, Earl Strickland, Sean Wilkie, Zion Zvi. We've had also in the past, Ronnie Alcano has been here, Clint Ticacci. So we're excited. We heard that Clinty will be back to play in the next tournament. Of course, he's over at the Euro Tour right now.
Two ball might go. Oh.
Dry break by Eddie Abraham. Brandon Shuff back at the table. He has a look at the 1 ball. He's got a thin cut here. He's got to be careful of the side pocket and the 6 ball. Down to the final 4 here on the winner's side at the Maryland State. Final 4 players duking it out for the hot seat are Brandon Shuff and Eddie Abraham and Earl the Pearl Strickland and Dell the Highlander Sim. So Dell was in the booth earlier with me. So you can see him cueing this low. Great shot by Brandon.
Is the 6 ball gonna land? Oh, we're good.
Yeah, that worked out really well for him. He knew he was going to be coming. He knew he had to pass that side pocket. He knew the 6 ball was in play. So he hit it a little firm this way. Even if he came rail first, he was going to bump the 6. Or like he did, he came right into the 6 and got out of the way. So good shot there by Brandon. Thank you, guys. Chill FRMC. We appreciate your support and your donation. So if you guys are watching the stream and you enjoy what you're seeing, there's a donate link up top. Feel free to donate. No donation is too small. I appreciate everybody's support and trying to keep the stream free for the players and the fans, everybody around. So it looks like Brandon got a little straighter on here.
Just a little angle there.
Yeah, so he just comes right down in it.
Just enough to make it happen.
Smart shot by Brandon. As he goes further, deeper in this tournament, you can see that he is becoming more methodical. Of course, he was one of the 12 players for the Moscone Cup team that got invited to train. So he still, to this day, follows some of the training drills set up by the captain of the U.S. team, Johan Rusnik. course, he's eating healthy now. He's trimmed down. So Brandon is always a threat in any tournament that he's at. So he's left himself a little tough angle here. We've seen him miss 2 balls in this side pocket earlier in this tournament. I'm sure that's something that's that he's thought about, but he's got to clear his thought process and really come with a good shot here, because he's got to get position on this 9 ball. So you see him hitting a little inside. Hits it good. Needs the cue ball to slow up a little. So he's going to take a tough shot here on the 9. Just going to cut the 9 ball off the rail. Cue this. He'll either come back and forth or he'll come past the side pocket. Yeah, he didn't want to worry about the side pocket, so he just hits a little center ball English, brings it back and plays the 10 down in the corner. Smart shot by Brandon Shuff. And he regains the lead, 3-2, race to 7 against Eddie Abraham. I'll be like, oh, look.
So who do you like in this match right now? I mean, I know it's kind of even. Shuff has the lead by 1. Andy's breaking.
Well, you know, I got to go with my boy Shuffy here. You know, obviously, I sponsor Brandon Shuff. He's on Team Lights Out. You know, Brandon and I have become good friends over the last 2.5 years. So I'm pulling for him. Of course, I like Eddie as well. Eddie's a great player. I know I'm not supposed to have personal bias here, but
it's hard not to.
Yeah, I am rooting for Brandon here. And the 9 ball just trails into the side pocket.
The 1 hanging in the corner. 2 to the 3 is pretty easy.
Yeah, so hopefully he can see, looks like he can see it just fine.
I mean, the 1 or the 2 is the only time he actually has to go up and down table here.
Nice shot by Brandon. This might be run out city here. All the balls are setting up nice for him. Come up for the 3. So if he's straight in on 3, he can just draw back here for the 4. Slow up. Yeah, he's feeling it now. Nice smooth stroke by Brandon Shuff. Came a little long on the 6 ball. Looks like it goes by the 8, no problem. Another good shot by Brandon. Richard Black, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Slides the cue ball out for the 8 ball in the corner. And we'll see what he likes to do here. He can probably just float down here for the 10 ball in the corner. He stretches out the angle. Good shot by Brandon. Jennifer is still playing somewhere. Brandon beat her earlier. Sent her to the B side, so she's on the B side now. I don't know if she's currently playing.
Yeah, she's still playing Casper over there.
Okay, so she's playing Casper. Wilkie's playing Kevin West. So once we get the update on the score, we will certainly let you know. So Eddie's got to stay composed here. He's only down 3-2. He's going to be breaking. He's going to have his chance here to tie it up. Needs a good solid break, pocket a ball. Then he just needs a look at that next ball. You saw him run a rack earlier. Of course, Jen's playing Casper. Casper was, I don't know if he was the favorite, but I think he certainly went first in the blind bid. He was sent to the B side by Del Sim. Nice big break by Eddie, but he comes up dry.
So Shuff has eyes on the 1 ball here. You see the 2 close to the 10 down table. He's mapping where the cue ball is going to hit on the rail once he makes the 1 ball. And exactly where he wants to be. He's just exploring all of his options here, seeing what it would look like if he's down behind the 2, shooting in the top right-hand corner there. Not exactly what he was aiming for here. Let's see how he decides to play this. He's looking at the 210 combo. It's going to be a little bit of an extreme shot here. If he makes it, it will be a great one. Oh, no. That is very unfortunate. He mapped out where the 7 ball was thinking to himself that he might be able to lock the cue ball up behind the 7 as a two-way shot here so we can have a free go at the 10 ball. And instead, it's going to result in Eddie probably being able to take this 10 ball unless he just decides to run him out. But it looks like he lined up for the 10 ball. He's kind of shrugging, though, like he's not sure. Yep, he's just going for the run out. I think he came up just a little short here. Oh, he's got just enough room to make it happen. Like, just enough room to make it happen. Struck that pretty well. So who do you guys think is going to take the whole event? Let us know in the chat if you're watching on Twitch or Facebook. Comment, let us know. Who you rooting for? We have Del Sim versus Earl Strickland up next, that are still undefeated on the winner side, and you are watching Shuff and Abraham go at it. They were the other two that were undefeated on the winner side. They were our final 4. Still a lot of great B-side matches going down right now. We got a couple of people voting for Dodong Diamond to take her home. Overall's position just slightly here on the 8 ball. Don't see this being a problem, though. All he has to do is make it. This is going to lead him to the 9. He might even put a little inside on this. Perfect. Brandon's going to go ahead and give him that 10 ball. I was missing a couple racks by Abraham there. Eddie's actually at 4 here. Sorry about that, guys. Blake's rooting for his hometown friend, Eddie Abraham. Well, I got to tell you what, man. Ed's playing pretty strong. Every game I've watched him play this event has been a very strong showing. So I definitely think that he is in a position to be able to do something here. Yeah, Andrew, you like that? Cue ball almost pops into the side pocket. Ooh, and the 3 barely misses the 2 to go into the bottom left corner pocket. It was nicely done. Yeah, sorry about missing that rack, guys. While Jake was commentating, I was actually working on editing some of the matches from day 1 We're going to try to get those uploaded as fast as we possibly can for you guys. Especially, towards the end of the day, we were having those issues with Comcast internet. There's nothing to do on our side. I mean, unfortunately, that was completely out of our control. After Comcast did their diagnosis, there was 10 different outages that happened yesterday. And it was all during the tail end of the evening. So thankfully, the bulk of the live stream yesterday went flawless, just like it has so far today. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. If you're at home, you better be knocking. But, yeah, everything's going fine today. But because of that little mishap, even though it was out of our control, I'm going to try to get those matches uploaded as fast as I can. I know everybody wants to be able to see that. So Brandon's taking a look around the table here, seeing what he wants to do. Says, hey, if you want to come at the one ball, you're going to have to make a tough shot. Jason, I appreciate those words, brother. Put a lot of effort into bringing you guys something we're proud of. I think Abraham actually stepped away to take a quick break. Shuff is hanging out in the chair here, waiting on Eddie to take or throw it back. So what was your guys' favorite match to watch so far? And we got quite a few people hanging out in the live stream. I see quite a few familiar names from yesterday. So a lot of you guys were able to watch some of the matches yesterday and then come hang out with us again today. It's awesome. Curious to see who your favorite match was so far. All right, so Abraham's back to the table here. He calls the one ball in the top right-hand corner. It didn't turn out very well for him. Kind of just opened the table up a little bit more for Brandon here. That was a great shot there. There's not really any problems presenting themselves in this rack here, so it's up to Brandon to just execute. So he's got plenty of open space here. Should just be able to drift down towards the 8 ball here. Just going to use a little low right to cinch this cue ball here. Stay in line with the 7. Like I was saying, there's nothing too much to figure out here. You see him sitting this cue down where he feels like he's going to be. Shooting the 8. That way he can map out how he wants to get to the 9 ball here. He's got a good angle here to just go back and forth across the table. Stay underneath the side pocket. It's nicely done. It's good to see. It's good to see Brandon in the gear right here. I know in his previous match there wasn't a ton of mistakes happening or anything like that, but he is definitely in a different gear than he was last time he was on the TV table. So it's good to see him settled in a little bit. As he puts down this 10 ball, he's going to tie the match up 4-4. There it is. So it's tied 4-4. Abraham to break. Guys, if you are just now tuning in, I am Josh Setterfield from the Billiard Sports Network. You are watching the Maryland State 10-Ball Championships brought to you by On the Hill Productions. They're putting on great events. Go ahead and look them up on Facebook and drop them a follow so you can get all the information if you are interested in competing in some of their events. Highly recommended. They have big tables like what you're watching, but they also have bar box championships as well. So it's they've been putting on great events. We're very proud to be able to be a part of it. There's definitely going to be more in the future. We are hanging out at Champion Billiards Sports Bar here in Frederick, Maryland. This is also a great venue for us to be at. The food's amazing. Let's see what Abraham can put together on this break. Ooh. Cue ball goes flying. Cue ball took off whenever he contacted it, and normally the cue ball will land back on the table right before it hits the 1 ball, and that's where you normally get that big pop. This time it landed right directly on the 1 ball, so as soon as it collided with the 1 ball, it just bounces high and just comes flying off the table, which is very fortunate for Shuff. This is exactly the kind of thing that he needed to be able to get back in the driver's seat of this match. He's looking at coming behind the 9 and the 5 ball here. He's going to have to use some extreme English to get down there. Kind of surprised he's not taking a little bit of a sharper angle. That way he can just make it in the left corner pocket and come off the head rail, the short rail. Yeah, a little bit more like this. And just drift straight down table between the 5-7. It is a little bit of a stretch being a 9-foot table, so we might not end up going that route. I also kind of like doing it just like he's doing and just using a little bit of draw to just snap the angle still to go down between the 5 and the 7 here. He's got a lot of options on how he wants to get to the 2 ball. Brennan always takes time to think through all of his options. He definitely doesn't rush anything. Oh, he's going to run in the back of the 10 ball here. He's not going to like this. I think he just narrowly escaped there. From where I'm sitting, oh, wow, yeah, he has it. He can make this ball. It's really hard to tell on the camera whether or not that 10 ball is blocking it, but he has enough room to get by there. 3 balls hanging in the pocket here, too, so there's nothing special he has to do. There we go. I was a little worried there for a second. I thought he might bump into the 6 and get trapped behind it, but it turned out totally fine. He's just figuring out how he wants to get from the 4 to the 5. So he comes up a little bit short on what he's trying to do here. He's still going to be able to make it happen, though. Cut this 4 into the side pocket and let the cue ball come above the 5. So you can shoot the 5 in the lower left-hand corner. Because of how thin he is, though, I don't think he's going to be able to do it the way he originally planned on it, but he's going to figure out a way to get there. It was a great shot on the 4 ball. Scared me a little bit. Yeah, he wouldn't have liked the way that one turned out. Well, actually, he still would have had a shot on the 6. It's unfortunate for him. He had a good opportunity to do something here against Abraham. Instead, Abraham comes to the table, 5 hanging in the jaws, and the 6 with automatic position. That was a great shot there. Eddie has played very solid this event. Comes up a little short, but it's definitely not going to be an issue here. Eddie's going to go back up one rack. All right, Brandon to break here. He needs to come back strong with this rack. Got to keep himself in the match. Seven ball goes, and so we got 2 balls in the side. 4 ball might go in the top left corner pocket. Wow. 3 almost goes in the bottom left corner pocket. That was a great break. You have the 2, 3, 4 all close to pockets. The 1 ball, unfortunately, does not have a pocket right now. It was a very strong break there. It's exactly what he needed. He needs to be able to capitalize on this rack. Nine ball goes in the side pocket, which would technically give Abraham the choice. But I'd say there's absolutely 0% chance of anything else happening besides Abraham trying to close this track out right now. You got the 1, 4, 3, and 2 hangers just hanging out halfway in the pocket already. So really connect the dots. It's unfortunate the way that shot turned out. He swung at that ball pretty hard too. He was trying to back cut that one in the top right-hand corner pocket. Came up a little short on the angle. And now he's going to pay dearly for it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Look at that. That almost got catastrophic. Came really close to going very bad. Instead, looks like Eddie's going to be getting out of this. So Abraham's going to be the first one to the hill here. Shuff with a 2-rack deficit. He's going to have to come with something really strong in order to do something inside of this set here. Abraham's not really giving him much wiggle room to be able to do anything. You make one mistake against somebody who's playing at Abraham's speed right now, and you don't really get another chance to recover from it sometimes. And I'd say that has definitely been the case here with this set. Let's see what Eddie's able to do with this break. They've both been breaking pretty good, actually. And commentator's curse strikes again. I think it's 2 balls down. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 2 balls down. And the cue ball. So Shuff is going to have a favor returned to him here. Toughest laying ball, and I use that word loosely, is the 2 ball. And as you can see right there, the 2 ball goes by the 8, so it's not even actually a tough laying ball. You see Brandon cruise over the shot line there. Oh, yeah, it is 5-5. I put it on the wrong one. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know where we got mixed up in the shuffle here, but it is 5-5. I wonder if earlier, whenever I had to add that rack to Eddie, if there was a mix-hap in the scorecards earlier. Because I've been using the scorecards that the players have been flipping to track the racks. Well, either way, the players have the scorecards chalked up at 5-5. I'm going to go ahead and just say that I probably made a mistake there. So he's got an open table up here to be able to give himself an angle to this 4 ball. I guess he can get to the 4 under the 9. It just doesn't look like it from here. Oh, yeah, there's plenty of space in there. Tony, I thought it was 6-5 Ed as well, but I look up at the player cards and it is 5-5. So I'm not sure. That's what I was commenting on earlier. So he gets pretty good on this 5 ball here. Plenty of open table. Draw this back down a little bit to the 8. He hits it pretty good. He goes ahead and decides to take the 9 into the corner. That way it's easier shape on the 10. If he took it to the side, the cue ball would be moving away. All right, we're watching them flip the card themselves this time. I think what had happened was one of the players had flipped the wrong card, and then somewhere through the match they flipped it back over, and I didn't catch that. Because I just watched Brandon flip the card that I thought that Eddie was flipping earlier. So either I made a terrible mistake, or the players made a mistake. One of us made a mistake. Either way, we got the right scores now, according to the players. And Brandon is the first one to take it to the hill. So Brandon was able to keep himself alive in this match. Eddie has been at a 1-rack lead for a while here. And then it looked like he was at a 2-rack lead, but that was just a discrepancy in the scoring. So things are looking pretty good for Brandon here. He's on the hill and he's breaking. He has the ability to stay in control of this match here. Jerry says it is 6-4. I'm looking at the player scorecards and it says 6-5 right now. I have to go back and rewatch this match and see what happened. You see Shuff's wearing that awesome lights out polo. He's got his name embroidered into the back of it. You also have the Maryland State Special Edition, so it's got the MD State flag around the bottom of the sleeve, and it's also got the accents on the inside of the collar where it buttons up. It's pretty good. Side break was not as strong as what the last ones have been, but the 2 ball still goes 4 rails into the corner. Eddie was just taking the template rack off the table there. He had to slightly lift the 10 ball to get it up. Brandon just waves his hand and says, nah, go ahead. Take it. Take it out. So Brandon's left with a decision here. Brandon's still a little undecided on how he wants to proceed here. Looks like he just decides to make it tough to get onto the 3-ball here. You got the 3 close to the 7 on the right-hand side there. So Brandon claws his way back, gets to the hill first here. Broke with no shot on the 1 ball, so he pushes the cue ball down table, and he's letting Abraham decide how he wants to proceed here.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost a bait shot here because the 3 ball doesn't really go anywhere. Depending on how Eddie can hit this 1 ball, if he makes it, he definitely will have opportunity to play safe on the 3. He's so close to the rail, though, and the 5's there, so, he just can't roll it up because, he may get some interference from the 5. He's very close to the rail, which means he'd have to jack up a little bit here. So, key shot here for Eddie. And see, that's why Brandon didn't want the shot. Eddie can see a little bit of the edge here of the 3. It's a tough safety. Either way you look at it here. And I guess that's probably the best that he could hope for. He doesn't leave the ball in the pocket for Brandon. So now Brandon will take a look at this shot. Of course, avid 1-pocket player, no stranger to banks. At 6'5", does he try to attack this ball or try to play it safe here? His score is correct, guys. Brandon's up 6-5. Great bank shot by Brandon Shuff. Showing off his bank and 1-pocket skills. Leaves himself a shot on the 4 ball. He'll just draw back here. Leave himself a little bit of an angle on the 5. So he's got 2 options here. He can cut this 5 in and just come to the top part, or come down a little bit, leave himself an angle to get back over on the 7. So this shot will come down to speed control here. Wants to put a good hit on it. He'll go at least 1 rail, maybe 2, and come back out for the 7. He just went 1. He comes just almost to the 9 ball. Good shot by Brandon. So he can just roll this up, play the 8 ball on the side. And he wants to make sure he comes far enough down so that he doesn't have a terrible cut on the 9 ball. Great shot there by
That's
Brandon.
nicely done.
Doesn't have to do too much here. He can just roll this ball in if he wants, or he can come off the rail back over for the 10. And he comes back over 1 rail. Eddie concedes. So Brandon Shuff